Alrighty folks, want to welcome you back to another video from Yates Computers Tips and Reviews. So, want to start out by mentioning, head on over, pause this video, head on over, subscribe, hit the bell, come on back. Now, it's not an unboxing, I've already unboxed it because I wanted to see what the product was. Again, I've mentioned trying to do a fair review on the site, trying to do a fair review on the actual products they sell. This is where I got mentioned in a lot of videos about legality, what your conscience says is a good, legal, legit product. I have a lot of mixed opinions on this because this is a bootleg product. I'm going to put it right out there. It's a bootlegged product. It's not an original. It's not a genuine. It's not an actual Nintendo product. It is a bootlegged product. I've seen these sold in stores, swap meets, flea markets. So I picked it up because it was a lot cheaper through that site. I'm pretty sure it's the exact same thing. It was marketed the same, advertised the same, had the same add-on adapters. It had pretty much the same thing. But where there's a little spin is it'll say it has 500 games, it has 300 games, it has, 1,000 games, or I'm sure it's just the memory modular that they put in there that changes it. I'm sure it's probably no different than the bootleg ISO that's in here. I know that's a lot of technical terms, ISO, bootleg, and all these type of things that probably a lot of people don't understand. But it gets back into who owns that content, who designed the games, who designed that stuff, who owns the royalties, who should be getting paid for when you buy these kind of products. If you spend 2 years making a game, putting it out, and someone copies it and bootlegs it in movies, music, all those other type of things that are out there, and copies it and sells it to make money off of your work, where do you stand on that? And then there's always the second point that I always think of is, okay, you designed that game or you designed that technology 10, 20 years ago. I understand there's copyrights and there's other things that you can do to keep that secure. But really, if you designed a game 20 years ago, when can someone actually copy that or design something similar to that? It's 20-year-old tech. It's 20-year-old. Maybe they can modernize it in a way that it makes it better, color, graphics, any of that type of stuff. So there's a lot of variables there in that subject. But when it comes from another country that doesn't care about your copyrights, doesn't care about your protections, doesn't care about your legal stuff, that kind of raises a red flag. But there's a lot of countries that would sell something similar to this, not just that country. But this is where that company is based out of. That's where all these things are manufactured, put together. And odds are this thing that I bought probably is being manufactured, sold to someone else, and labeled and marketed and sold off. So let me actually turn it on so you can see what I mean. When you turn it on, it comes up with a little menu. It says Chinese or English. So that's not a standalone game. That's an emulator or mod or something else that's running on here. So you pick your choice. Of course, I'll say English. Then it starts coming up with a list of games. I'm sure everybody's seen the reviews on similar products to this. A nice little handheld, it has some of the older games. And again, these are the arcade version games. The difference between the arcade version games and like the Nintendo games is a lot of times there was continues or saves. This doesn't have any saves. This is like the old arcade version where you played and you ran out of lives and it was you can continue or you were done. And you had to restart from the beginning and start all over and go through it again. That's what these mods are, or emulators are. The game files or ROMs are. They're more the arcade style game. That's why I was interested, because like where I'm at, you can't find arcade games. There's very few places that have them. And if they are, they're the new modern ones. They're not the older style, not the classics. You know, oh, that'd be cool, you know, I'll play it every, 2 months or whatever it is, it's a nice little style game system, a little portable. Maybe if I go on a trip, I can take it with me and I have just something to do when I'm in the hotel room or something, or waiting for something, or, nice little small style. Came with a rechargeable battery in there. Came with the charger cable. It came with a headphone to RCA jack where you can hook it up to a TV. So it was kind of nice for the price. And you know what? That suits the needs for what I'm needing. They're pretty old games. I know copyright and all of that kind of protection. You don't want to be buying the bootleg stuff. You want to make sure the people who design the games get paid for what they worked on. So there's that type of content. Security concerns that, moral concerns that people may want to choose not to buy this kind of product knowing what it actually is. But again, also you're paying, $14 for this product, $12 for the product. You are buying the product. It's not like you're going online and you're downloading it and straight bootlegging it. So you can kind of say, well, I paid for it. That's up to them to pay the content creators or pay whoever. And who knows if they are or aren't paying legality or copyrights. A lot of people say, for the money you paid for this, there's no way that they could be getting any. You know what? You don't know. But wanted to point out, this is not like an old Game Boy where you put the cartridge in and it's per cartridge. These are ROMs that are preloaded on there. So you have that gray area. And for gamers and tech people and stuff, it was kind of an interesting thing to see how small the tech has gotten, what is on there. I'm not really going to criticize the games because I'm not expecting much. I know what the old arcade games were. I mean, I'm not going to compare this to Cyberpunk. There's no way that's going to be anything close. So that goes back to comparing apples to apples, oranges to oranges. Cannot compare this to a Game Boy, because this is not Game Boy games. It may be the chassis button designs that are similar to a Game Boy, but this is not Game Boy. Again, I said these are the arcade game classics style. Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man is more modern. There was Mario on there. Those were arcade that went to console. There's a lot of things a lot of people don't know about the arcade style. They know Nintendo console because it was big, it was a home console, and it was all across the country or across the world. Everybody could get this. You may not have been able to play some of these games. Space Invaders and all these other type of games that were out there. They might not even have been in your country or region or state or anything. So you might not even know these things were there. Old Atari style games. You wouldn't understand all of those. Especially the newer generation. They probably don't know what it is. I have one sitting back there. So, wanted to do a quick little video on this so everybody's aware of the products that they sell. Would I recommend it? Would I not recommend it? I waver both ways on it because of all the legality and the copyright type of stuff. I don't want to tell people just go out and buy it. You can buy the legal ways, other things. They have other game cartridges for older systems that have basically all those same games on like a ROM system that'll come up and you can play them. So, wanted to do a short little video on this. I liked the console. I liked it was small. Again, I kind of have bigger hands, so if a console would have been a little bit bigger, maybe a little bit bigger screen, it would be a little bit nicer. It's more designed for people with small hands. Pretty much the only real complaints I have, a little too small for me. Games do not seem to be legal games, but I don't know what their legality contract is on any of that stuff. Because, again, these are older games. A lot of people talk about, there's no way that can be right, there's no way this and this. But you got to see what's on there. You got to be fair to what's on there. It's not Cyberpunk 2023 or 24 or 25 or whatever version that they're going to have. It's not the new Battlefield games. These are old games. So, want to give the product a fair review. Because this product is not only on this site. Like I said, I've seen this product at fairs, concerts, like big events where people are selling stuff. They sell these products everywhere. So, wanted to be fair to the product, not necessarily to the site. Again, morally, if you have a site, maybe you should contemplate, should I be selling this on my site? But that's where it comes down to the site on this product. So I want to thank everybody for watching. Head on over, hit subscribe, hit the bell. Got a few more little videos coming. Thank you so much.